Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. In today's episode, we are going to talk about one of the biggest incentives for companies in Cyprus, the IP Box regime. I invited the expert in the field, Konstantinos Kallis.
Thank you, Evita, for this opportunity. It's a real pleasure.
Thank you for coming. Konstantinos is Chartered Certified Accountant and Auditor, the owner of CKM Amaretax, and his applications for rulings for IP Box to the tax department are always successful, so I think he's the best person to talk about this subject. What do we understand under the name IP Box? So, IP Box regime stands for the Intellectual Property Box regime. This regime is offered in many different countries actually to attract companies involved in research and development. The regime in Cyprus is one of the best in the world and for sure the best in the European Union. The companies under this regime can effectively lower their tax from the standard tax rate 12.5% to only 2.5%. Under the notion of intellectual property, we understand any creation of minds like softwares, designs, artwork, special algorithms, and so on. Konstantinos, which of assets can we qualify under the IP Box regime in Cyprus?
The categories you mentioned are correct. Unique algorithms, softwares, and other innovative digital assets are the ones that qualify most of the times.
Mm-hmm. Okay, is there something that we cannot qualify?
If an asset is too generic or its algorithm is repeated, it will be most probably not succeed. Mm-hmm. Also, copyrights, in the sense of, again, general copyrights, are not qualifying assets.
And Konstantinos, what profits qualify for deduction? Like, can you maybe briefly explain how we calculate the profits?
Sure. Qualifying profits are any profits like licenses, royalties, services which relate from the usage of the intangible asset and creating taxable income. All these profits can be summed up and be qualified for tax deduction. In general, the way we calculate the tax deduction is after deducting all direct expenses. We have a formula which takes into consideration the development, research costs, all costs which were paid for the development of this software or intangible asset. Under this special formula and the Nexus approach, we calculate in a percentage the exact amount to be deducted.
And how the application for tax ruling looks like? Is there any special document to prepare?
It's a number of documents from the standard forms of the tax department, the brochures, the marketing brochures describing the exact technological specs of the intellectual properties, personal letters that we describe as professionals, the specifications, how this works, the circumstances, how it's promoted to the public, in general, how this asset can generate taxable income.
And how about the time frame? How much time the tax department needs to issue the tax ruling?
The Ministry of Finance give us the right to choose between the fast mode and the normal mode. The fast mode, it takes around 30 days in the best case scenario. Mm-hmm. And the normal mode, it might take 6 months or longer.
What are the other benefits of the IP Box regime, something that the companies can use?
First of all, the scheme and the tax incentive has no limit, it's indefinite. Mm-hmm. It doesn't expire. And most important of all, when the company decides to sell, is not subject to capital gains tax, and it calculates the tax incentive of 80%.
And Konstantinos, if you can think of any questions that are confusing for clients, because let's say from the perspective of the company, I think what is important is to have the substance in the company, right?
That's correct. Some people confuse the substance and they give it less importance, but it's quite important as well, because in combination with the tax ruling, it can give us this huge incentive which companies can benefit for an indefinite time.
And Cyprus has another interesting tool. It's called Notional Interest Deduction. Can you say something more how companies can use it? Because as far as I know, it can be nicely used when it comes to non-qualifying intangible assets that we just mentioned, like trademarks, copyrights.
Yes, that's correct. Notional interest deduction is also a very efficient tool and is used since 2015 again. It can be used for injection of funds into a company through equity, and these funds can finance investments in properties, in digital assets, in intellectual properties, even in cryptos.
Oh, perfect. Actually, we will have a separate episode about crypto and taxation. Stay tuned for this episode. The Cyprus IP Box regime offers significant tax advantages for companies involved in creation and development of intellectual property. Together with other tax benefits of Cyprus, let's say with the tax residency benefits, the business owner can reach the lowest possible rates of taxation in Europe. So we have 2.5 for the corporate tax rate and 0 when it comes to the profits from dividends.
Intellectual property scheme is not new in Europe. All European countries have established their own scheme for intellectual properties, but we can confidently say that the one in Cyprus is the broader and wider in terms of qualifying profits and usability. Any company that can use it, it can experience it and get the benefit.
If you are running an innovative business, or maybe you are thinking to start a new company, consider Cyprus. Under the links below, you will find more information. You can contact us for an advice. We can think about the best options for you and your business to incorporate a company and apply for the tax ruling. Thank you, Konstantinos, for joining us. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for this opportunity. It was a real pleasure talking about this interesting subject.